we have Andreas here today, and who's going to chat with FTP Masters. So over to you, Andreas.
Hello, welcome everybody. Is there anybody who considers herself FTP Master team? Utkarsh is not here. I'm not a member of FTP Master team. The point is, I want to do a chat, bring some cake. I have some sweets. If somebody is from FTP, homemade sweets. You get them in the evening at Cheese and Wine Party, but if someone exposes himself or herself, I have some sweets because I want to make a friendly chat with FTP Master and developers. So far we seem to be only developers. I want to be hopefully productive, and it's simply hard to schedule some communication with hardworking people. So FTP Master is hardworking, we are also hardworking. So we somehow need to find together. If you are wondering why this is cut, maybe we have no 16:9 resolution, whatever. It's not important. Why cake? Okay? I think FTP Masters are doing a tough job. I meet Thorsten Alterholz, who is the maybe most hard-working FTP Master concerning moving packages from new to unstable every year. He's German. In Chemnitz there's a Linux Tag. I meet him there. And I bring always a piece of cake from my hometown for him. He likes it. Bring it. It's not to bribe him. It is to thank him. I can prove that I'm not bribing him because you see his rejects later and you think, no, this person is not bribed. He is doing his job without being bribed. He just likes the cake. He gets the cake. And I'm actually really happy that he is doing the job. Imagine you would not do writing some compile things, write some rule files, but you always would read down copyright files, scanning for licenses. This is not really the job you enter Debian for. So I'm really happy that he is doing it. By the way, I would be really happy if someone watched on one hand either PET or IRC, because I really hope they are attending from remote. So if one or two of you please check if there's anything they tell about the talk. This would be really important because I want to talk to FTP Master, with FTP Master, and not about FTP Master, right? This is very important because we would not have a single package without FTP Master Online, right? They are the ones who finally do the tiny bits, pull the trigger, yes, this package is in or not. That's why I bring the cake. And what I would recommend to you, if you can't bring the cake and all your mails, thank you for your work as FTP Master. It takes you some seconds more, but I think it's rewarding for them, right? So they did a job, thank you for this. So my motivation for this BOF is, well, I'm famous for being in Debian Med. There is some kind of competing packaging system to Debian, which is not really a packaging system like a distribution. There are packaging that is called Conda. There is BioConda for when we are somehow competing with them. And Debian is slower. We are way slower. We have other features they don't have. They have features we don't have. So, but one feature is we are slower. And the one other thing is the community is observing us, like but it was in 2022 in February when I wrote some mail according to the process how packages that are in Debian change the binary name, they need to go to the new queue, and how we want to enhance this project. And we are watched by LWN. And they said Debian reconsiders new review. Yeah, we were reconsidering, but we didn't change anything. So this is one thing why I want to do this talk. And the question is, can we do better to fulfill the promise of our social contracts, our priorities, our users and free software? And I think in some aspects we could do better. And so my way is to start with better ways of communication. I try different communication ways, which I explain now, because in my opinion, the communication between ftpmaster is rarely symmetric. Also today, we have an unsymmetric communication because we are here and ftpmaster is remote. I don't know if anybody is watching. I don't know if anybody is reading. I can't know. I informed them. I wrote an email 2 days ago. I pinged them on IRC today, a couple of hours ago. I hope they will watch. I don't know. Then we have threads on Debian Devel, which is rarely featuring ftpmaster. Nobody has to read Debian Devel mailing list. It's a high volume list. It's a lot of chat. You are losing time. But it would be nice if we had some way to communicate via email. You can ping ftpmaster over IRC. It frequently works. Yeah, sometimes. It depends from the time of the day, if ftpmaster is reading or not, something like this. And what I'm doing is, if I upload some package, you get the mail, blah, 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 your package makes it in the new queue. And for instance, if I think it's very important that this package has to be fast, I answer to this mail and ftpmaster has some signal. This frequently works, but there is no guarantee at all that this works. I just, I published my slides 2 days before, and someone wrote me, oh, I tried this and it worked. I got the accept 20 hours later. So there is a proof that this can work, even if the person don't bring any cake, right? And the most common communication is actually totally asymmetric. It's via reject mail. Who of you has uploaded any package to the new queue? Please raise your hand. So we have 6 people in the room who have uploaded to the new queue. Have you ever got some reject email? Or did your reject? There was one reject. So 4 of them got a reject, possibly with reason, whatever. So you know what I mean. It's a bit sad that not everybody in this room has the experience, because then you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is, sometimes you say, boah, I made a mistake. Right. And sometimes you say, this is not really making me happy, and you need to cool down. I will bring examples for this. And there's also some way of communication. Is this a blog of Thorsten Alterholz? I've by chance found it. And also ftpmaster has times where it's not he. Can't say he because I think there's no woman amongst them. Not happy. And I'm just quoting him here. I can't read out this because of the screen restriction, but I try. At first I need to say in this blog, Thorsten is extremely busy to accept packages. In 1 month, in this month he has accepted more than 400 packages, and usually he accepts at least 100 packages, usually 200, 300 per month. So every day, not only every working day, 3 packages. This is so great. I also had the experience when we had the first Debian Mate sprint in times of COVID. Scott Kitterman just took vacations to accept our packages from Debian Mate, and we made a lot of packages in less than 24 hours. So ftpmaster is on our side, right? They are not saying, oh, I don't he is there very busy, but he also said, I'm set to write the following lines, but unfortunately there are people who rather take advantage of others instead of doing a proper maintenance of their packages. He said, well, they do expect me to help them writing proper copyright files, and I will not do it. I delay those packages if people show symptoms of not doing their work properly. This is short form. You can read the slides later on with the full quote. Yes, okay. These are the ways of communication. And all are not really symmetrics. I will now concentrate on these reject mails. We have, in my opinion, two main types of rejected mails. These kind of, oh my God, I missed that. Happy that ftpmaster found it. There was some non-free file inside, some binary without some object file, some EXIF file from Windows, something stuff, and you forgot to exclude it. Nice. And the other type that leaves the feeling that ftpmaster, as well as you, spend some time over something which is not really in the interest of our users. I will give examples for this. My wild guess is that the ftpmaster framework, they have probably some framework to do their work, has only either accept or reject, nothing in between. And I would like to suggest something in between, because it simply leads to frustration on the reject receiving end, so in this case on me or on those people who uploaded. I think Praveen also had the experience that he uploaded to new and got rejected. I was asking for somebody, so you know what I'm talking about. And if just the answer is reject, and your only chance is to re-upload, which takes days, weeks, months, we don't know, this is not fair somehow. And so I imagine something in between the accept and reject. We take an accept and a release critical bug. So if your software is free software, if the source code contains free software, but the copyright has some issue, then ftpmaster can say accept and file a bug which is release critical, serious, something. And then this package will not go into the stable distribution because it has a bug until it's fixed. And we need to discuss about this reject fact. You can read it, license type 3. You need to list all copyright information with all license, blah, blah, blah. And this was revised in 2008. So we should talk again about this because it's 15 years ago. What are the advantages of the method accept plus RC bug? You could document what's the problem. So you have an RC bug, missing copyright, blah, 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 and then you fix the copyright and can upload and close this bug. Or you can ask for help. I don't have so much time to do this copyright thing. Please, can somebody help me? All this kind of stuff is more transparent than if one single developer just uploads and tries. And I tried to somehow classify the problems some reject could, or which could be the reason for a reject. Imagine all the code in the upstream source is free. But in Debian copyright, maybe not all free licenses are listed properly. Right? All the code is GPL3, and then you have one file with GPL2. But you have forgot to add the paragraph, this file is GPL2. Reject. Okay. Or it somehow specifies the wrong license. I have an example later, GPL2 plus, but I wrote GPL3. I mean, this plus somehow implies GPL3. So I know it's not perfect, it's not correct, but it is fit for our users, or it is not fit for our users. Or it's lacking some correctness in the copyright name holder. Some copyrights are person, comma, company. Yeah, and I got rejects where the person is not right, only the company. Yeah. Or it's missing some copyright statements in the minority of files. You have a list of 20 paragraphs in your copyright file, but there's missing 2 or 3 other copyright files. We really want to give credit to every copyright holder. This is our goal. I subscribe this goal. I want this goal. But can we upload this to unstable or not and fix it later or not? This is my question. So the other things are the license and the copyright are perfectly fine, but I observed some files, for instance, fonts are installed by upstream at some location, which is not really right. It's, say a font is in user lib, should be to user share, and you missed this. Thanks a lot for the technical review. It's perfectly fine, but the package works so far. I will fix it later and do not need this whole process of new processing. Or there is some missing documentation. In the R team, we have agreed that there may be some data files for test purpose or so, but we should specify them in README source file. If this README source file is missing, we also get a reject. Whatever. And the third case is the package is in Debian, but has changed name for libraries, so name bump, and so, and also goes to new, and what happened then? In all 3 cases, I think this should be some kind of accept an RC bug, and I will show you examples. So, what are the advantages of my suggestion to accept one package and write a bug? It enables a discussion about the thing in the bug log. It will prevent that the package will officially be released. It documents all the process, how we work on the copyright. And it prevents further rounds in new, which is also less work for ftpmaster, right? He has not to check over and over again the same thing. And if it's a library, you can start developing it against this library or this new name in unstable or experimental or whatever. So you don't need to build it locally, and so it even enables people to continue working. And I don't know, I'm really waiting for the ftpmaster if I'm missing anything. Maybe I'm missing some risk with my suggestion. I have no idea. I'm just a developer who is not that deep in licensing stuff as these guys without any question. ftpmaster has a high competence in evaluating licenses, which I probably don't have. Now I give some examples. One example is this a string or a license? Oh, now the screen ratio is not so good. Anyway, in this example, we have a program, a package BioC, Basilisk, and this has an example which installs a test dummy, which is by chance a setup.py file. And this setup.py package has the license MIT string inside. So, is this now a string or a license statement? ftpmaster said it's a license statement. All the other stuff, all other files were GPL. But this file has this string, MIT. And this is a good example for asymmetric communication, because if I want to package really quick in Debian, I say, well, I make an extra paragraph for this single file, write MIT, upload again, and the package goes into Debian. And if I do so, I would have ignored what I think is correct. In my opinion, is correct. Upstream simply has put some string there, and it's by chance the name of the license. I even discussed this with the technical committee. ftpmaster did not comment it. And so I finally asked upstream after some months, could you please explain, do you think this is just a string, a license? And upstream said, well, it's just a string, I take it, I change it to GPL if it helps you. So this is, in my opinion, not a good example. We are overly picky about something which does not help anybody, neither our user who need to wait, nor us who burn time of people. It's just burning time. Other examples for non-rejects. You will find my slides, which are incomplete here, online later, once I'm back home. The program URL checker. ftpmaster rejected with please mention GPL2, and I found the file has either version 2 of the license, blah, blah, we discussed, and I had specified GPL3, and well, I go over it, it was, we don't need to discuss whether free software has GPL plus or GPL3 in this case, because it does not help anybody. And I'm not against being correct. This copyright file is not correct, but it doesn't deserve a reject in my opinion. Another example is public domain files. In public domain, people do not really claim their copyright. You cannot give it away, but they say, just use it. And several Python packages have this version here, .py with a license. Here are, and if you forget to specify this license, which is usually different than all the other code, you get a reject. Despite someone said, just use it. Or there is another example for the so-called unlicensed license, similar. I got also reject, please mention this. So we could also have saved a lot of time if this would be more smooth. Yeah, some missing copyright holder. This was in NetPBM. NetPBM, this is an image converter who, yeah, it was not really maintained, buggy, had a lot of NMUs, and I decided I want to have this package nice now. Fixed some bugs, fixed a lot of bugs, wrote a copyright file from scratch, machine readable, got 3 rejects. These are all links where you can, if you want to go more into detail, you can see this. It was finally accepted, 8 months later, and I even got help by somebody else because I somehow gave up. It was not my package, right? I just team hijacked it, which I should not do, but it was the best thing for our users. I put it in the Debian Photo Tools team. So I fixed 5 bugs. One of them was serious, but all these copyright checks just lengthened the time of the broken package inside Debian, right? We know there is a package broken in Debian regarding the copyright. I have a way better copyright, and this is rejected. Once, twice, 3 times. I don't think this is good. I have no chance to transport this message. I can talk to you, but you can't help me. So, other examples for non-rejects are, in my opinion, there was some copyright. In R packages, you have a file description, and the description file specifies the copyright. We're reading it automatically and creates a copyright, which was copyright 2002 until 2023, Kevin O'Shea, Hadley Wickham, in POSIT software BCC, PBC. And then there was a license file. And the license file was specifying just the company. I got reject. This was the fix for the reject. And if you see this fix, you say, well, 2 people who did the work are not mentioned anymore, and now it's accepted. I don't think this is good. So examples for files in the wrong directory got also rejected, as I said, for a package which was really needed. The first one, because fonts were not in the correct directory. This is a technical issue. I agree, but upstream did it like this. I fixed it with symlinks. And then I was specifying the license not wrongly. And meanwhile, other packages got RC bugs. So I need to admit, after I explained ftpmaster that we really need this package, they worked on it quite fast. But all the process before could have shortened it. We have another long way of some package which was needed to investigate into COVID-19. We had the competitor Condor was very fast, and we got rejects. 2 rejects were only my fault. It was absolutely me. I will not blame ftpmaster about this, but the other things were not helpful. Meanwhile, the package was renamed, and I had to go through new again. Unfortunately, you don't see the end. It took 1.5 years, so COVID was over. Not so good. So far for my examples. Do we have questions? No question. Are there any questions on ILC or something in yeah, no. I'm not the only one who is talking about this. We had this Grow Your Ideas project in Salsa, and project 11 says, rethink or clarify the objectives of new Q review. Discussing, so this is also addressing the point of, we have package in Debian, need a name change. It was basically summarizing the discussion we had on Debian Devel, that packages inside Debian should be fast processed. They should get a technical review, but no copyright review. Because just doing copyright check, because the package needs to do another cycle through new, is somehow an arbitrary pick of the package pool, right? I have links to suggested alternatives inside the Etherpad. But there is no sign that ftpmaster even noticed this page, which is addressing their work. My comments on this Grow Your Ideas thing is, yes, ftpmaster should check name changes and other technical stuff. This is really important. We have another pair of eyeballs checking what we are doing perfectly. But also this copyright is rechecked, and for me, the question is, what makes a package which by chance needs to go through new so distinct from any other package inside the pool? If you really want to have a recheck of copyrights on Debian package, then you should make your random pick of the day inside the pool and do the copyright check. But not only those packages which are there because they need to be frequently there. Okay. There's another suggestions to enhance the process. Also Grow Your Ideas project 16. We could also formally consult legal advice. So if we by chance get something inside Debian which is not correct, and the copyright holder said, oh, you are doing something wrong. So what does the project lose if we are less strict about this? And then we simply say, oh, if there's somebody who says, oh, you are doing something wrong, we remove it. So we accept the package and remove it if something is wrong. As long as it's not in stable distribution, I personally see no danger. There is also no visible sign that ftpmaster has noticed this suggestion. For me, I have no sign. And I talked yesterday to some lawyer, and she said we somehow need, what lawyers say, risk-based assessment. So what do we lose if somebody puts us in court and so what, which will most probably not happen, being seriously. I need to repeat, we really strive to get credit to any person who has written some good code. So this person should be mentioned in copyright. But how hard should we fight to get this implemented? And what's the price we pay is that we deliver software way later to our users than we could. So there's also some discussion which I considered interesting for this chat with ftpmaster. Copyright information is rather social, not technical. And it's hard to find these bugs. You have no technical means. Yeah, that's a question. Okay. Can you read out the question?
We have a question on IRC. If nothing else, why do compiled libraries need more checking than interpreted?
I can't understand.
I mean,
should I? Yeah, I can read out. If nothing else, why do compiled libraries need more checking than interpreted? Yeah, the checking is, well, if you have a zone name change, you have to go to new queue because our technical system is that way, because it's new binary name. And technical checking is always a good thing if you forget to bump some zone name somewhere else. You have some dependencies somewhere which are broken if you upload this package and something like this. So this is a technical thing, and I'm happy that ftpmaster is doing it. This is for the C libraries and so, and if you have other, it's about ABI changes. Yeah, if the interface is changed, then something can be broken. And interpreted languages do have other problems, but also there, if we have to change the binary name, they will be checked. If it's necessary or not, this is maybe not the main topic of this talk. I hope this is answering the question. So the author of this message, you can click on it. So, sorry, I forgot to mention it. The copyright file is doing perhaps conflicting things. It informs consumers about restrictions. For instance, GPL is not as free as a BSD license. You can't do anything with it. So, like, this is a restriction about what you can do with the software, right? We all know these softwares. It also declares DFSG compliance. And I like this sentence. It's basically write-only information. What means, well, we write down the Debian copyright file, and then it's written down. And I'm not sure how many people will read copyrights, Debian copyrights afterwards. It's good to have this information. Maybe some parsers are happy that we are so serious about this, but I have asked several users if they even know that we have this user share doc package name directory with readme Debian copyright. I haven't found any user. Maybe I asked the wrong set of users. Okay. But for sure, we want to give authors due credit. We want to be good citizens. It's kind of, yeah, being well to the people we depend from, right? We depend from people writing free software, otherwise we don't have anything to package, and they should get our credit. So this is no question. But we somehow have these self-imposed rules which make it extremely strict and extremely hard to go forward. And so the problem is FTP members said, well, but our policy says we need to do it. And so I would suggest, let's talk about this. Is our policy what we really want with this consequence? And I've shown to you. What I've shown you is the consequence of the current policy. And so maybe we need to discuss this first and then come up and talk to the ftpmaster again. Finally, I have some hints how to deal with the situation we have currently. What I'm doing is, if I get a reject, usually I file an ITP bug, so I intend to package this and that, and I get a reject. I bound this mail to this ITP bug, then the reject is recorded. And if I answer to this reject mail, I also CC this ITP bug. So every communication with ftpmaster is recorded in the bug log. I found this quite helpful, not only when preparing this talk. I asked ftpmaster to do this, and they have a point that not every single package has an ITP bug. This happened that they are not, people upload something without ITP bug. It's not mandatory. Yeah. And I personally ask ftpmaster, we are technical persons, could you, instead of rejected because of blah, write some find, grab, SED statement, how I exactly find the file, the line in the file where the problem with the copyright is. And yeah, ftpmaster said, no, I think you should seek for it yourself to learn something also. Something, this was, we talked about this, right? So, yeah, ftpmaster, also it was Thorsten, he just wants to teach us a lesson we probably do not want to learn. I don't know. Okay. These slides will be on my talks page later. My email address is cropped by this projection, but you will find me here on the conference. Just approach me. I upload later because I'm not permitted to be on stage in India. So you got the story. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks, Andreas, for this talk.
It was a BOF. I wanted to talk with you.
Yes. I do not have any questions to you. I just want to say thank you for raising this question. It's really, yeah, I think important for the project. First of all, also thanks a lot to ftpmaster who are doing this hard work. I do not think a lot of people in Debian community and at all can do this hard work to just go with eyes through all lines of code and so. But I think you have raised a lot of important questions, not just one in your discussion. So first of all, communication with ftpmaster. So I find it's very good, but sometimes slow. It really makes some people disappointed because packages are sometimes, now it's much better than 5 or 6 years ago, but still we have a lot of time to wait. We have to wait for a decision from ftpmaster. It should be improved. But I think here we have a real project problem that we have some inflow of packages and we have very limited resources. So I think we should discuss maybe with DPL or somebody who is interested to push this idea, so it should be some kind of approved. We are all, mostly of us, doing voluntary work, and it's not 100% what we are doing. So it's a real problem which a lot of projects have, and it should be solved. Another question is very good Debian copyright. So I understand your problem, and I'm also thinking about it. I have, for example, I'm one of maintainers of Boost, and Debian copyright in this project is almost 50,000 lines. So we are even not writing it by hand. So we are generating it. We have written, some of maintainers written a software which is generating Debian copyright. So I'm also, is anybody reading it? Is anybody needed?
White-only information.
Yeah,
This term is very good.
Yeah, I think thanks again for this talk. I think we should, or somebody should, who has a lot of energy and time to push this, because Debian is 30 years old, and some stuff which was set up 30 years is not quite, from my point of view, good for the time which we have. We have CI/CD, which can solve a lot of problems, which can make a very technical checks and even license check. I don't know, but thanks again, and thanks a lot to ftpmaster. But let's try to improve this situation. Sorry that I didn't ask the question. But
Something from IRC? Should I read it out? It's better if I read it out because I can read it. So, the answer was, I wasn't really a question to you, more of a comment. Why are good tools for creating or upgrading the copyrights? I currently use license check, but there might be better options. Yes, there is license check. This is also something you can do. Well, yes. There are tools that help us to write a good copyright, be it for Boost or be it for something else. You can do some grep combination with SED in something I'm using, but the end are failures which lead to reject. And we need to decide what is a failure, what is worth a reject, and what is not, in my opinion. Any more comments? Praveen, I know you are uploading even more than I. Do we have some opinion?
Yeah, thanks for taking up this difficult issue. I think, I used to upload a lot of packages. I think I used to have, 50 or 100 packages in new all the time. Some gets cleared and I upload again. So these days I don't upload that much, but I think the points you raised are important. We should probably do a rethink. Ideally, maybe get a legal opinion like you suggested and decide whether it's worth doing this much strict checking. And I think there used to be a command called license reconcile, which used to be like very useful, but I think it's written in Perl and I think it's no longer maintained. I used to like that tool, but it's not maintained anymore now.
I think we have 1 minute left, so one question left.
Any questions? Oh. Thank you, Andreas, for this great session.
Thanks for attending and your opinions.
This definitely helps smoothing the communication between ftpmaster and developers. Thanks again. Can we have a round of applause again? Yeah.